All right, a very good evening to you, Minute. As this is Easy Friday on this day, the 19th day of April 2024, bringing you an update of tonight. President William Ruto lauds General Ogolla's professional credentials, even as he officials in visiting the widow of the fallen general. This even as the opposition calls for that helicopter crash. Those are some of the stories we're looking at tonight. We have business coming up a bit later, sports, but first things, view of what we have lined up tonight. These are the highlights. Chief of Kenya Defence Forces General Ogolla to be buried Sunday in line with his wish. As the Azimio leaders call for thorough probe into the helicopter crash that killed and 9 other KDF officers. Will the smoke turn white? Talks between striking medics and the government. You're up to date with the news tonight. I'm riding solo. My name is John Kago. Shiksha Aurora is should be back next Friday. All right, let's get on with the news. The fallen Chief of Defence Forces General Francis Ogolla married on Sunday. That's the 21st day of April, in accordance with his wish to be interred within 7. According to the family, the interment, which will take place at his rural home in Kago, Siaya County, will be preceded by the local Nduru Anglican Church. But, as we for Catch reports tonight, the passing of has devastated his family that was preparing to mark 100 years of age. The Joel Okech on Saturday.
The home of Mzee Joel Okech, a father to the fallen Chief of the Defence Forces, General Francis Omondi. Locals continue to gather to condole with the family as burial preparations gather pace. The foster general will be buried at his rural home in Kago, Siaya County on Sunday in accordance within 72 hours of his death.
It was a terrible moment for us, and a call from his immediate family member, rang home and talked to his father. It was declared that Francis is gone, and at the same time we were waiting for official, which was made by President Ruto.
Quite heartbroken is his family. His demise throwing is to mark his father Mzee Joel Okech's 100th birthday this Saturday.
Well, his father is the oldest man in Masumbi, that we should celebrate him. Now we are realizing that we are, instead of celebrating the old man at 100 years, celebrating the departure of Francis Omondi Ogolla, an active man, the man of action. In fact, he was a little bit, more monumental to us. He was the symbol of authority, and we are very much devastated.
Tunashangaa sana ndugu yangu. Hiyo ale iko shule, iko hapa wengi. Mama ile wazee iko hapa wengi. Ategemea yeye. Sasa sisi tunawachwa mbaya sana. Mungu ndio nafanya mambo yake.
Nonetheless, this big day, even as burial preparations for his fifth-born son, General Francis Omondi Ogolla, continue. Locals who spoke to Channel 1 regretted Ogolla's death, eulogizing the father of two as a selfless and resourceful man who of the elderly, widows and orphans in the area.
Watu wakuna bwana naita mondiliete yote nalinda hapa. Fika mwisho wa mwezi natumia kila mtu pesa elfu 10. Baba nakufa nawaachia sisi nalinda yote. Angalia
dogo. Ameweka watu wanatoshana. Hata kama ako na pesa anaweza kutumanisha. Hata kama anaweza kuuliza vile watoto wanaendelea.
Na watoto sijui nitafanya nini. Alipanga kunijengea nyumba, manake sina nyumba ya kukaa na watoto wangu mzuri bwana.
Anaanza kusaidia mimi kitambo sana mpaka saa hii. Anasaidiaga na hiyo pesa napelekea watoto kama wajukuu yangu shule.
Grew up an obedient, God-fearing child who would later on partake in the building of the local Nur ACK church, besides sinking several boats in the community.
In a short time, he has built a church here at St. Thomas Ndoro. He has dug, supplying water to the family around here. Yeah, and he was planning more.
It is quite a devastation to the family Ogolla, as what was supposed to be a birthday celebration of his father, who is clocking 100 years, has turned out to be a funeral for Francis. Maintains they are strong enough to weather the storm. For Easy Friday from Siaya County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Thank you, Wycliffe, for that report. We condole that lost their lives following that helicopter crash. And tonight on Easy Friday, every angle covered following that helicopter crash. Ogolla and 9 KDF officials. Now, these are the angles where President William Ruto has condoled with the family of the late Chief of Defense Forces, General Francis, the fallen general's home here in the capital. The president described Ogolla as a passionate leader who strived to deliver on his mandate. According to the president, after the appointment because he was a professional and a leader.
And your children, I want you to know that the father of your children was a great Kenyan, a professional.
The short time that I came to know General Ogolla when we came into government, he was a very amiable man, a patriotic man who loved his country.
Sometimes it's very difficult to deal with grief, especially when it's so tragic. But I've many times said, sometimes that griefs unite.
I can tell you General is resting right now with a cheeky smirk on his face. So, nyinyi msivurute sura sana, na yeye even in death. What is the issue?
Guide us now that we are in your presence.
Well, Azimio One Kenya is now calling for a thorough investigation the crash that killed the Chief of Defense Forces, General Francis Ogolla, and 9 other military officers. In a statement read by Mother also questions the safety of disciplined forces using military hardware and is now calling for a total overhaul.
We are saying that this must be thoroughly investigated. This is to all Kenyans. It needs serious investigation. And it raises concerns about our the safety of and especially of our disciplined forces. We need a serious equipment, especially the aircraft, and we need to undertake a complete overhaul. This, the already tense and anxious feelings of Kenyans, but it will put speculation.
Brigadier Said Nzaro Swale was today laid to rest in Kikambala, Kilifi County. Were conducted at his home in Majaoni, Bamburi Ward in Kisauni constituency. Now, Gender and Head Jumwa, retired Major General Joseph Kibwana, and retired buddy or among mourners who attended the burial to pay the final respects, condoling with the family as CS Jumo expressed the nation's gratitude for the soldier service over the years.
Na kama nchi tunaomboleza na tutazidi kuomboleza, ametuwekea ili ndugu zetu hawa na familia zao waone ya kwamba hawaomboleza fazima kuanzia rais hadi sisi sote tunaomboleza.
Safari ya Jenerali na Mwanza hapa leo ilikuwa safari ya kuleta usalama katika eneo. Tunaomba watu wa kule pia wachukue fursa hii ya msiba huu wa kudumisha amani.
Well, we are continuing with the coverage of that helicopter crash that claimed Ogolla and 9 other KDF officers. More angles coming up in not too long. We are back in a short.
KASNEB, your gateway to a world of possibilities. KASNEB offers world-class qualifications in accounting, management and governance, credit management, investment and financial ICT, and quality management. Visit www.or.ke and enroll today. Shaping futures, transforming lives.
Wakumbuka, Kenya Revenue Authority is writing off penalties and interests on outstanding tax debt for tax period 2022. Act now. Pay off your outstanding tax debt in easy installments by 30 and watch those penalties and interests vanish. Scan the QR code for guidelines on how to apply. You can also call us on 0711 099 999. KRA offices. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to set your tax records. Za upya na KRA Tax Amnesty. Kenya Revenue Authority. Tulipe ushuru, tujitegemee.
Back to the future. The future is simulate. Bet. Win faster now. Be a winner. More at bet.
Welcome to Sensei Institute, Mahali Skills Zangu Noni. At Sensei College, practical skills is the definition. Accredited, founded on a Christian background, Sensei College offers all-rounded programs that are tailor-made to enhance your skills you desire. We offer courses such as interior design, fashion and design, hospitality courses, trailer driving and defensive driving, building construction, solar and electrical installation, photography and video production, electronics and mechanic courses, agricultural mechanics, ICT, more. To enroll in any of our campuses in Nairobi and Nakuru, all you need is your national ID card. Take advantage of our monthly intake. Come to Kusot State College. My skills, my future.
Because your wife to be had blocked you.
Character development. Kamele, I pray for the day you will relocate to the city.
Definitely go to the School of Character Development. Apenda spende.
Aya, mwanaume unaonekana tunakufunga kwa muti. Tunakuweka vipoko mpaka choi wake asubuhi.
If you think the girlfriend has a pesa alafu pesa ikakataa kukupenda back my brother.
What are you even speaking about now?
Right, welcome back to our sign language interpreter is Susan Thuo. All right, let's carry on. Now the family Tali, who was among the KDF officers who perished alongside the Chief of Defense Forces, General Francis, him as a jovial and devoted soldier. The 32-year-old officer had served for 8 years demise and has left behind a widow and one child.
County. A family is mourning the death of their son. Hilary Litali was Defense Forces. He was a devoted family man and a jovial sibling who was admired by many.
Mzuri, mchangamfu, alisoma vizuri na Mungu alikuwa amembarikia amepata kazi.
Hilary was born in Chironyanga village in Kakamega County in 1992 before his father migrated to Nakuru County. The family said he was destined to serve his country.
Kijana alikuwa mwerevu sana, alipata B+ na ile hari ya kutaka kurudi kwa shule. Alirudi kwa shule akitaka kupata, kwa bahati mzuri akawa ameapply kama cadet. Akiwa amerudi shule akaapply kama cadet. Akapata nafasi ya kuwa cadet akiwa kwa shule.
They say he was born here and the 32-year-old lives behind a widow and a son. Tilio Marco for Easy.
All right, as Kenyans mourn the passing of Chief of Defense Forces General Francis Ogolla, who died in a crash. Two families from Kirinyaga County are also grieving the loss of their kin. 9 military personnel killed.
Shira Karaoke. Sergeant Rose Nyawira, who hails from Kagio area in Moya, Kirinyaga County, recalls the day.
Before the bad day, tuliongea naye asubuhi. Na shida, anaenda kazini, na akirudi, tutaongea. Kwa hivyo nikashida mchana yote. Sasa nikapata kuna ajali.
Kirinyaga Central, the family of Senior Sergeant John Keino Classic terms with the untimely death of their son.
Kabla ya 6 kufika ndio Moi Air Force General alinipigia simu akaniahidi ku mreidhi ako sawa na madaktari wanamshughulikia.
Bila kidogo hapo ndio rais wetu ali wale wameshakuwa na hiyo wameshakuwa pamoja kama hata yeye alimwaga dunia.
Only 2 of the 12 soldiers aboard the ill-fated military chopper survived the crash at Sinda area in Elgeyo Marakwet County. For Easy Friday.
All right, every helicopter crash, a comprehensive coverage on that. Rest assured, we shall keep tabs on that. Let's look at shaping up tonight. And the Kenya medical practitioners, pharmacists and dentists maintains that posting interns is non-negotiable. The union maintains that the backstop in salvaging the worsening situation in public hospitals in the country. The strike has brought untold suffering Kenyans who solely depend on public hospitals for medical care.
Order issued on Wednesday to have the government and KMPDU come up with a return to in 48 hours. Both parties are now working around the clock through the whole nation achieved. After a series of meetings with the Ministry of Health as well as the Council of Governors, the medical practitioners white smoke.
Hapo awali pande ya serikali walikuwa wametoroka mizani na wakasema hawezi kuzungumza, lakini kwa sasa naongea.
But now they've come to understand that no, they have to pay, and they've agreed that they will have to do that from from the treasury. So the whole of nation then brings down the treasury to say each and every element of the government.
This cancels the health practitioners also call on the government to follow the ailing public hospitals.
That's the order of the court was talking about is like level 3, 4, 5. They're talking about 2 doctors each. It then means that we need to have about 40,000 doctors.
However, their stand on posting interns remains.
Of interns is non-negotiable. Yesterday that stopped the erroneous salary and remuneration commission pronouncement that interns should get a 91% salary reduction. So we hope obey the court orders.
Although we felt that the SRC circular was not arrived at. That you'll make a determination on that, but we can still have a discussion and agree that can we then have the interns posted as we discuss the legality binding or the SRC that is binding.
They further maintain that the strike is still on as the implementation of the 2017 collective bargaining agreement.
That means the strike still continues, but I will say trajectory whereby now we are talking. We didn't talk for 17 days. It means that 17 days there was nothing.
Sarah. Easy Friday.
All right, let's cross over to the corridors of justice, where the High Court has found 6 accused persons guilty over the death of former Juja Member of Parliament George Thuo. Trial Judge Roslyn Korir said the process had reasonable doubt that indeed the accused caused the death of the former legislator by drink at a local joint in Thika Town. This is back in 2013.
Flowed freely at Milimani's High Court on Friday on the faces of this convict is upon the pronouncement of a guilt verdict by Justice Roslyn Korir for all the...
This is my finding that the prosecution proved its case against the first, second, third, and 6th accused to the required legal standard.
The first was the owner of the joint and his co-accused, Christopher Lumumba, Samuel Kuria, Esther Ndinda, and Ruth Irungu at Pokis Club on 2013 with the then Juja MP, George Thuo, before his death.
From the expert evidence, cyhalothrin would take effect within 10 to 15 minutes, meaning that the deceased even all the way from Kitengela to Thika if he had ingested the poison in Kitengela.
Justice Roslyn Korir quotes the defense lawyer those fears of being tried at the International Criminal Court could have cost him subsequent death.
They had the opportunity to see whether the drinks served by the 5th accused prior. They had also the opportunity to tamper with the drinks. They entertained their friend while he ingested the lethal drinks.
The circumstantial evidence presented in court during trial indicated that the accused had 4 men and 2 ladies found guilty in the murder of former legislator Thuo will remain in custody until 3rd May 2024 when they... Ruth Wamboi reporting for Easy Friday from Milimani Law Courts.
Shamba kwenye *570 hash. Every 100 shillings unayotumia kwa Lucky Game inakupa 1 entry ya draw ambayo inakupa fursa ya kujishindia moja kati ya shamba hizi 2. Mwisho wa April namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili million Kenyan shillings na unapata title deed yako safi, na mwisho wa Mei namtangaza 1.1 million Kenyan shillings. Lori za mawe na mchanga. Ploti ndizo hizi. Dial *5 ndio hii. Vuka na shake.
Ili kupata mtoa baraka kama sikiza tune yako, bonyeza *812 503 hash.
Ni kwa nini unafurahia vipaji ili asiye anayetoa? Kwa nini unapenda baraka? Nauliza, ni kwa nini unapenda mchuzi wa papa ila papa mwenyewe humtaki? Tambua kuwa ukimpata mtoa baraka.
Kupata mtoa baraka kama sikiza tune, bonyeza *80503 hash. *812 503.
Kama kidonda kidogo hivi kwa mguu, kaambiwa ni maji iko ndani, kaambiwa tafute pesa iende kuna pesa ya kurudi tena hospitali. Mamangu alikuwa anakuja hapa Nairobi accident, alafu kaacha shule. Mpenzangu anakuja anapata mamangu kwa nyumba, akaanza kumchapa. Mamangu akaanza kupiga nduru kwa nyumba. Mimi kukalipia, ngangu akaniambia eti hapa si kwenu, tafuta.
Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is Kenya's most trusted. Grow your business, acquire more clients, and reach new advertising with us. We connect brands to audiences that matter, driving results for brands and enhancing your current marketing strategies. We have packages for all needs and small for us. Contact us today and capitalize on our combined power of radio, digital platforms. KBC, connecting Kenyans.
Welcome back this evening. My name is Wairimo Jenga and I take you through the day's business. We kick off with a story on data protection. The Data Protection Commissioner wants the fines those abusing private data. Commissioner Immaculate Kasait says despite the current high fines, there has been increased personal data abuse, growth of key economic sectors, especially the e-commerce.
Those guilty of infringing personal data be fined up to 5 million shillings or 1%, whichever is lower. Data Commissioner Immaculate Kasait says the high fines companies from misusing private data and there's need to review the fines upwards.
What the law provides for up to 1% of your previous year's profit, and that is the range in terms of what can happen. You misuse people's information. Yes, we hope we can raise it someday.
Kasait says abuse the growth of e-commerce as some people are hesitant to provide their information to online merchants.
When it comes to e-commerce, the platform is online. The online personal information, your name, your bank detail, your physical address, your postal address, your ID number.
The Data Commissioner has been advised to consider creating public awareness on complaints channels for fast response.
And ready and prepared to give this commission the legal necessary to ensure that they are able to do their work.
And I think for quite some time, ignorance has continued to be, especially in the lands department, where I have had occasion to minutes walking around being used in courts and other places.
The data agency says it will start an awareness campaign to sensitize the masses on their rights on data privacy in cases where their privacy is infringed. Benson Rioba reporting for Easy Friday.
Now, the government is planning to construct 9 state-of-the-art mineral testing laboratories across in the country to bolster the efficiency and quality of mineral mining and value. Secretary Mining Elijah Mwangi says the laboratories are expected to be operational by June this year and are set to target counties that are surveyed and found that have.
The State Department of Mining is undertaking field-based work on the identified 907 occurrences across counties to determine volumes and value of the mineral resources available before investors commercial exploitation. Speaking in Kakamega during the induction and inauguration of County Artisanal Mining Committee counties, the PS said the laboratories will ensure scientific testing of minerals level so that the artisanal miners get value of their mineral and are also not exploited by brokers and cartels.
To ensure that as part of the reforms that we are carrying out, Kenya the mineral resources that has been endowed within this country.
The framework is being developed by the ministry to administer strategic minerals so that those carrying exploit Kenyans.
And more important, those who shall be working within the licensed locals or people who have the necessary government papers.
Committees have the mandates of vetting and issuing license and permit to artisanal miners, prospecting, mining, processing and trading, as well as sensitizing the local community on environmental protection. Kisumu, Kakamega, 9 counties that have been identified to get the lab testing equipment. Edna Murungi.
Now, county governments should prioritize creation of a conducive investment environment through incentives that in the electric vehicles sector. National Electric Mobility Task Force member Ibrahim Kinyanjui says will only be motivated to channel financial resources in the development of EV infrastructure and along major highways if facilitated by supportive policies.
At the moment, the total number of electric vehicles registered in 147. However, Kenya's electric mobility policy targets a 32% reduction by 2030. Already, Kenyans are expressing optimism.
In approximate of 600 shillings a day. Whereby, kama ni hiyo pikipiki tutaweza kuzipata hizo za stima. Utakuta hiyo pikipiki hata ukichaji usiku. During the day sasa wewe utakuwa unaenda kwa fuel. Utakuwa cost ya stima iko chini kushinda mambo ya fuel.
With inadequate charging infrastructure slowing the rollout of EVs, which are touted to be cheaper to run, more environmentally friendly. Now, stakeholders are calling on devolved units to help roll out EVs around the country.
Make this thing work as well is there need to be a lot of partnership between county government na so government, county government should allow private sector to come because the biggest driver of this the private sector.
Ningeomba tu wapate kufika hata pale nyumbani, ndio kwa sababu hata yule mwenye yako pale mashambani apate nafasi. Point ni moja tu hapa Nakuru, so hiyo ita affect mwingine yako Bahati, mwingine yako kule Dondori. Service.
They were speaking after the e-mobility task force team held a public participation forum in on the draft national e-mobility policy Kenya. The e-mobility task force is set to present by May 20th this year.
The youth have been urged to capitalize programs being launched across the country to harness their talent and turn them into gainful sources of income. Speaking ceremony of the mobile recording studio, Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja said the youth must explore and be of waiting on the government to create jobs. The recording studio has been fitted with a modern recording console and a padded recording booth. The governor is expected to build 13 studios in select sub-counties.
their wish, their opinion, but ultimately the mandate of this park or the activities done here of Nairobi, and express it through their government.
We'll provide a platform where you can register, and of course we need to know where you head, county, your ward, because we'll be moving to all the 17 sub-counties within Nairobi County. Recording will be free, at least for now. It's free of charge. It's a platform for not only for artists but producers and songwriters as well.
It's a good initiative by the governor, His Excellency, and I feel like it's gonna uplift so many musicians out there.
Well, that marks the end of business news for tonight, but don't go anywhere. We have sporting update later on this broadcast. My name is Weri.
Aviator instant game. Be a daring pilot. How much high you can lift the plane. The higher you fly, the higher your win. The sky is Mozart Bet.
Sports News is brought to you by Mozart Bet.
To Easy Friday Sport, Sam Bernard Okumu. The Forces of Kenya General Francis Ogolla has been eulogized and described by the military sports teams to the athlete welfare and supported sports within the Kenya Defence Forces. Ogolla regularly joined practice sessions at the Ulinzi Sports Complex in Lang'ata. Nora Mwangi has the details.
Athletes who had registered outstanding results in continental and to higher ranks. Newly crowned Boston Marathon champion Helen Obiri, who is under the Kenya Air Force, was last year to a Sergeant Major Warrant Officer 2. Ulinzi Stars, who play in the FK, changed their logo to black and white, mourning the demise of their boss. Other military-affiliated sporting teams have also. General Ogolla died following a military helicopter crash in Elgeyo Marakwet on Thursday afternoon. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Nora Mwangi for
As Gor Mahia and FC Leopards head coaches have expressed optimism of clinching victory ahead of scheduled this Sunday at the Nyayo National Stadium. And now Gor, who have won a total of 21 league titles, will be over rivals FC Leopards, whose last league title came in 1998.
23rd Mashemeji Derby will see defending champions Gor Mahia club AFC Leopards in an FKF Premier League encounter. With the return of forward Patrick Kago, Gor is confident that they will register impressive results.
The mood in the camp's very good. Run this year, you know, I think our position in the league sort of showcases that we've been pretty consistent from the very start of the season. Progress. Patrick Kago, who's been out for a little while with a hamstring injury, now is probably 80%.
Of the standings, Kogalo has a tough task ahead as they will be facing a worthy opponent.
In the derby, being good, there is no underdog in any derby, so it depends with how you prepare to the match.
At time atuangalie points sahi, tunaangalia mechi tumebakisha na tunataka tushinde mechi season ikienda kuisha na tusikuwe na kama last season, tunataka tushinde ligi mapema.
On the other hand, AFC Leopards, who are 16 points behind Gor, will be out for the 3-point hunt to consolidate.
It's about tactical preparation, physical preparation, mental preparation. Look, they are the reigning champions. They are leading the lock. So for us, is the challenge to maybe to prepare something for that.
There are only 8 matches remaining before the 2020 season ends.
And a lot, of course, is at stake during the derby, including the 3 points and as well as the bragging rights. Elsewhere, the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya has begun sessions at Rausha Kipaji football tournament, which entered day 2 today at the Nakuru Boys and Girls High Schools. Now the sessions are themed, being used to educate the junior football players on the values of clean sport.
Rausha Kipaji football tournament entered day 2 today in Nakuru, and after thorough age checks to avoid age cheating, different age categories are also being educated on the importance of clean sport.
It's a position of Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya to start early, so that we provide the young athletes the right information, a deterrence to engaging into doping. That's why we are here today, to give the right information to potential talents, so that when they reach there at high level, elite level, they have the right information and they have the engaging into doping.
The Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, mandated to provide the right competing in the various sporting disciplines on the importance of clean sports, have categorized different players of different age categories as they continue with their fight against energy boosters in sport. Provide information to the players on the areas to avoid as a sportsman that will ensure continuity of playing time for until when they reach the elite level. The Rausha Kipaji tournament kicked off 1 teams competing in this year's event, and on day 2 the tournament is already taking shape. Already relegated to the plate tournament after falling short in their group stages.
It's a good show for us. It's a good show. It's also a good show for the country, that parents and their sponsors, they want kids to be into not just football play, but talent development.
Some of the teams that are progressing of the main tournament are Nakuru City, Express, Mofa, AC Manyani, Barclay Feather, Prime Edition Sports.
Indeed, fundamental lessons to the young ones clean early, and it's all systems go ahead of the 5th Kip Keino Classic Continental Tour meet set for tomorrow. Stadium renovation works and refurbishment of the Nyayo is complete, ready for field and track events.
Sports Kenya Director General Pius Meto has up in numbers to cheer local athletes.
We are ready. We have done what to do to ensure that the event moves on smoothly.
Foreign athletes, including the Letsile Tebogo from Botswana, are some of the high-profile athletes who have already arrived in the country ahead of tomorrow.
It's always going to be there. Every time when you compete, they are watching and seeing how you're doing. So for me, I just block that. Focus on the preparation.
Kip Keino Classic is returning to Nyayo Stadium event in 2020. Tomorrow's meet will include national and core events, with the key highlight being a rematch between who will be defending his title against Olympic silver medalist Kenneth Bednarik of USA this year.
We've seen what promising people can do. I don't want to promise people anymore this year. This year is about just do the work and let them about Saturday coming to Nyayo Stadium. Nyayo Stadium is a very fast track. It's an open track, so we might see very fast time. I'm really looking forward to start the season.
Joy Nabwile for Easy Friday.
Well, and with that report from Joy Nabwile with tomorrow's Kip Keino Classic is how we end. Remember to catch the following Futsal Africa Cup of Nations that's coming up next. That's between Morocco against Libya, while the other match will pit Angola against Egypt. Of course, catch the 2 matches live on channel. Egypt against Angola will be on Y254 TV. I'm Bernardo Kumu. Have a restful night.
This news was brought bait.
You can lift the plane. The higher you fly, the sky is the limit. Mozart Bet.
All right, thank you so much. Bernardo Kumo with the sporting update, bringing a night. Usually we would have DJ Cole Jackson on the other side of the studio, but today, as Bernard mentioned, this futsal semi-finals. And just to let you in a little bit about futsal, for those that may not know, this is football. It has 5 players on each side. The ball is slightly smaller than the U. So it's also less bouncy, to understand. You need to watch this game. It's an indoor game. Actually, Morocco to get the semi-finals won by resounding victory. That goes to nil. Final coming up immediately after this. On behalf of the team, we thank you most sincerely for choosing us. Language interpreter has been Susan Thuko. My name is John Kago. Good night. So long.
Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is Kenya's most trusted brand. Grow your business, acquire more clients, and reach new by advertising with us. We connect brands to audiences that matter, driving results for brands and enhancing your current marketing strategies. We have packages for all needs. Is too small for us. Contact us today and capitalize on our combined power of radio digital platforms. KBC, connecting Kenyans.
You mean you are sad because your wife to be had blocked you?
Come see the 7-1 of the one. Fala is glide.
Fine. If I'm a bigger character development, Kamele, I pray for the day you will relocate to the city.
I'll definitely go to the school of character development. Apenda spende.
Ay, mwanaume unaonekana tunalia mbele funga kwa muti. Tunakuweka vipoko mpaka choi wake asubuhi. If you think we are girlfriend, haujawahi penda pesa alafu pesa ikakataa kukupenda back my brother. What are you even speaking about?